The Nintendo Entertainment System had such an iconic library. There were so many great games that I got to experience growing up. Everything from Super Mario Bros. 3, Metroid, Kid Icarus, Legend of Zelda. Oh my goodness, there's just so many titles. Contra, Mega Man, the list goes on and on. And then today, we're not talking about any of those. We're taking a look at some of the worst games on the NES library. And actually, many of these games I haven't played in several years. And I thought I'd take a more objective look, go back and replay them, and ask the question, would I ever replay these again? Are they that bad? In today's video, I'm taking a look at five of the worst games on the NES, in my opinion, and just give an objective review, a quick snapshot judgment after playing some gameplay. And you know what? You're going to have your opinions about this, and in the comments below, let me know. So get ready, sit back, relax. Here we go. Honestly, the last time I played this game, probably in detail, was when I rented it back in probably the early 90s. You know, I had an NES in 87, and I remember seeing this game at rental stores. But wow, you know, going back and playing this, I could see why people were very frustrated with it. You had power-ups that didn't power you up, they stunned you. Then you had these doors that if you didn't do that properly, you would just die. There's no continues in this game too. You can play this single player, but the AI is just going to get you killed. And it's just choppy gameplay, hit detection, everything about controlling it is frustrating. Each stage there's a boss at the end, you get the floppy disk, and then you have to like navigate back to the beginning. You know, not to mention the whole final stage fiasco that's not straightforward. That it was very frustrating to get to using a partial code that's on the actual card itself, partially. Anyways, the bottom line is that this is a frustrating mess to play. I'm a huge XMen fan, and if I was to play XMen games, I'm going to play the Sega Genesis ones and avoid this mess. It's pretty bad, and no, I'm not going to play it again. Another game I rented a long time ago, and I know that this is a famous game that gets a lot of hate, but I'm a huge Castlevania fan, and I like action platformers. And you know, I think the biggest thing with this game is the weak weapon that you have is Dr. Jekyll with a cane. And you know what? Then you turn to Mr. Hyde, and they go. I really like this aspect of it. This is probably my favorite part of the game, where it kind of becomes kind of a classic shooter. Really interesting enemy designs. Not the best control. I like that you gather coins. And I think I want to emphasize that when I say I want to play this again, if I was to play this again, it would not be to beat it. You know, some people want to play a game to beat it. Sometimes I just enjoy playing a game, whether I beat it or not. Is the experience okay? For this game in particular, I know it gets a lot to hate, but this is a game actually I can kind of fairly defend. It's very frustrating, as you know, you have to gain your meter back up to Dr. Jekyll. But so this part is really tough because you have to fill it up and then you go back and progress only with Dr. Jekyll. So you're kind of being punished when you turn into Mr. Hyde. And when you go back to Dr. Jekyll, it becomes more of a monotonous, boring experience. So that you have a life meter as well, and everything can hurt you. And so I didn't hate this game. I totally would play this again. Do I think it's a good game? No. But on this bad game list, I definitely would play this one again for sure. Dragon's Lair Arcade was one of my favorites that I loved to visit at Eagle's Nest when it was working. Unfortunately, it broke down pretty fast after it came to the arcades there. But, you know, the NES wasn't capable of offering the same experience. So they went to more a traditional platformer for the NES, taking that iconic arcade game and boiling it down to this. The problem is the controls are awful. I had no enjoyment playing this. Going back and playing this, I don't remember the first time playing Dragon's Lair. I can tell you what though, I do not like this game at all. I think it deserves all the hate that comes towards it. And I'm sure there's people in the comment section that could probably beat this, but it's just too challenging. It's too frustrating with the gameplay setup. It's too hard to navigate. It's too slow to react to action sequences in the game. Very frustrating controls. I would definitely not revisit this game again. I did not enjoy playing it. I don't enjoy playing this now. So anyways, avoid this mess, and it deserves a lot of the hatred. Well, I'll start out with the positive. Mario is Missing is an educational game done by Software Toolworks, and you know what? The graphics look great. I really would love to see Super Mario World done on regular NES. I'm sure it's been done in a hack or an aftermarket already by somebody, but anyways, this is an educational game to teach you about geography, where you're getting hints from people and you're gathering artifacts. It's cumbersome. It has a cumbersome menu system, and I can't imagine a kid trying to navigate this and trying to play it without an adult present. For an educational game, it's a total fail, and I just, it's frustrating because looking at it, I really like the looks of Mario and Luigi. They look great. I would love to, take a game that looks like this and play just like a normal Mario game. Unfortunately, you don't get that with this. You get a boring, monotonous educational game. You're navigating a convoluted map with artifacts, and you have to then take them to a certain spot, and then you progress. Once you figure that out, you can check this game out, and it becomes a little bit easier as an adult. But as a kid, I think this would be a confusing mess. I wouldn't want to play it. I didn't play it, and I am not going to go revisit this game. An absolute train wreck. I've talked about this game to others, and I even was on I Hate You episode with Metal Jesus Rocks, in which I got a trophy with this cart, Deadly Towers. Now, this game has lots of opinions about it. I had a friend that beat it back in the day, and I thought I'd just objectively kind of give it another try. And, I think first and foremost, this game is kind of broken when it comes to just like control and animations and all that. I don't think it's a good game. Some people actually think this is a good game. Okay, I don't. But going back and revisiting this and trying to objectively play it and seeing, can I progress? There's like 7 different towers. There's a bunch of hidden stuff in this. Anyways, you can continue in this game. And you know what? There's just lots of things. You start off really weak. And so that's the one challenge with this game, and it really is about gaining currency and upgrading your equipment, and then it becomes a little bit easier. You just are a weakling when you start out, and almost anything can kill you. So progressing in this game is super important, and being able to upgrade your equipment. As I actually progress farther than I remember progressing in a while, you know what? I didn't totally hate this game. I found that I could see some of the merit that some people are enjoying this game. I still don't like this game, but I was trying to put that aside and actually see if I could actually progress, because some people really enjoy this game. Some people defend it. Some people absolutely loathe it. I'm kind of in that category. So yeah, I was able to find this room, which is I think one of the secret rooms on the first towers. And there's pretty difficult enemies, and you can get equipment from these, and it helps you progress. So, going back and trying to play this and not just hate on it and trying to see what it can do. I just don't like the perspective in this game, where it's hard to angle shots and take out enemies. Enemies are too difficult to take out at the start. It's frustrating where to go. Navigation is unclear. I think that you get cheap deaths in this game too. And, for me, it's not a game I'm going to go back and replay. I still don't like it, but I don't think I hate it as much as I used to. Are these good games? No, these are bad games. But I think some of them are way worse than others. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde was a game I actually probably would try to go back and play. Yes, it's got some very frustrating controls, and there's some monotonous aspects of it. But I actually, of all the ones I played today, I enjoy that one. And I think it's the least of the bad games And what do you think in the comments below? Thank you so much for coming and viewing this channel. If you like what you see, consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. Let's keep it positive. This is Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.